Alright guys, Scott here, out on the river today. Gonna be looking for some treasures. Hopefully do some metal detecting, maybe find some bottles. But I came down here to look for some bottles first in a couple spots I know. And the river has been up here a lot. We've had a lot of rain lately. And here's why you need to kind of recheck places even if you think you've hunted them out. I walked by this bank here probably 100 times, and this morning, you know, found some bottles. Nothing whole yet, but I mean, this stuff's been exposed. There's one showing right here, and then that old milk bottle was poked out. I mean, it's broke, but we have another old bottle here that was broke. This stuff's been washed out a bit, so I'm gonna look real careful through here and through some other places where I know I found some old bottles, and gonna keep looking, and hopefully some other things have been washed out. Here's another one on the ground right here. You can see it's broke, but it's an old bottle. And I know for a fact I haven't seen those before. So they've been uncovered. So, you know, the water can either bury stuff deeper or it can uncover it for you. So hopefully we'll find at least a couple good ones. And I'm going to dig this one out right here. This looks like probably a Coke bottle. But we'll see. I'm going to turn the camera off because it's buried pretty good. I hope it's whole. But I'll let you know either way. Well, I thought that this was going to be a Coke bottle. I thought the Coke part was just turned down. And when I saw the kind of this blue-green glass, I thought, oh, that's probably a Coke bottle. And I was hoping it'd be like a Coke bottle from another bottling company or another bottling plant from Indiana that I don't have. And so I was like, that's going to be cool if that's whole. But it's actually way better. Monticello. What does that say? This is an old bottle. Monticello, Indiana. Monticello Bottling Works. So I don't know anything about this company. But Monticello, Indiana. Monticello Bottling Works. And it says MBW on the bottom. So for Monticello Bottling Works. That is awesome. And it is in really good condition. It's whole. I'll have to read up on this company, but the seam looks like it goes all the way to the top of the bottle. I think, from what I've read, I'm not a bottle expert, but from what I've read, this bottle would have to have been made sometime after 1900. But I would still say that this is easily a 100-year-old bottle. So Monticello Bottling Works. That's super cool. Now, what I was saying a minute ago is I've walked past this area right here I don't know how many times. And this bottle, just the top of it was poking out, and I saw it. And I didn't think it'd be whole, because I found a couple other bottles here that was broken. But this was definitely worth coming down here for today. So if I only find this bottle, I'm going to be really happy. I mean, obviously I hope to find some more, but this is why you come back and you recheck all your spots. Because the water had been up here probably about a week ago, and I was actually thinking the water would be a little bit more down than what it is. I've been kind of watching it, keeping an eye on it. Wish it'd be dropped a little bit more, but hey, that's awesome. So I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna clean this out a little bit so I can put it in my backpack and see what else we can find. Alright, scooting along the river bank here still. Lots and lots of broke bottles up through here. I found lots and lots of bottles through here. And you know, you kind of get to you go a couple times and you don't find any. You kind of start to think you might have found them all. But then right here there's two bottles showing. Got one right here And then I got one right here. I don't know, I mean, they could be broken. But you never know. So let's try to live dig this one and see. It's probably an old soda bottle. It is, and it's whole. It's awesome. I don't think I mean, it's got an embossed design on it, but I don't think it's going to have a name on it. I found one of these bottles very similar to this down here, and it was made in Fort Wayne back in the 40s, I think, if I remember right. I forget the name of the company, but I don't know if that's one of those or not. So there was a bottle I didn't find. Now let's see what this one is. Hopefully it'll be whole too. Live dig it as well. Oh, look. Oh, look, another bottle right there. Isn't that awesome? This could be a 2-for-1. Let's see. Okay, so this one, it is whole. Let's see if we can. It does have a Indiana mark on the bottom of it. I think it's a slick bottle though. I usually don't keep these. But since it's got an Indiana mark on the bottom of it, I will take it. Take it home. Okay, so this one broke. That's okay. So that was cool. 2 bottles right there in the row. So I'm gonna keep looking around. We'll rinse these off and then we'll see what we can find. Alright, still down on the river here, and trying to make my way down to that green patch down there, and not really found anything here, but I'm on kind of a different spot on the river, and found this old wall here. This looks like pieces of concrete that's been probably dumped over the side. You know, it's probably dumped up that way, come down the hill, and I don't know who would have stacked all that up like that, but kind of interesting. I mean, it's not like from a structure, but anytime, I like finding places like this along the river. See all these bricks? Anytime I find lots of bricks like this, I always find something cool. And it's kind of funny to think, oh, you find bricks, you'll find bottles, because it seems like those two wouldn't go together, but I find a lot of bottles in places like this. Not found any yet, but still looking. Did find this. This is kind of cool. It's glass. It seems like it's really old, and it's in half. So this would have been a really awesome marble, I'm betting. It's been broke right in two. So that's kind of cool. I'll keep that. Kind of neat. Then I found something else kind of neat here and all this stuff. I already picked it up, but I kind of put it back to where it was. This old hook. And it was just like this. This is a tree root. And you can see this root had growed around it. So this hook has been out here for quite a while. And it looks like we got something underneath it. I don't know what that is. It doesn't look whole, whatever it is, but anyway, I see a lot of glass in here. There's a more modern bottle or jar, like a pickle jar or something like that. I was hoping to find a brick in here that was whole that had Indiana on it, like maybe the name of the town or something, but I probably don't need to start bringing home bricks. My wife will probably draw the line on that somewhere. It's bad enough I bring home bottles all the time, but keep looking along here, and let's see what we can find. Alright, moved up the bank pretty high, and found this little area right in here, and I'm finding lots and lots of bottles. And you know, this one's broke. I don't know what this one was, but would have been a cool bottle had it been whole. And this one is it says Made in USA on it. You can see it there. And this maker's mark right here, that's the Owens Corning maker's mark. And this 2-digit code right here, 51, that was the year that it was made. And then this number 6, you could look that up. I've got a chart somewhere at home that'll tell you where it was made. But they made a lot of different glass bottles all over the country. So 1951 is a little bit older. I mean, it's not a 100-year-old bottle, but you know, I'm gonna rake around in here. Lots of different food containers. There's a pickle jar. There's a couple older metal Pepsi cans with a pull tab. So the road is just right there. So you can imagine over the years, people have stopped along that road and thrown over garbage. So it's hard telling what you might find. But I'm gonna look around. I'll let you know if I find anything cool. Well, I've scraped around up here on this hillside here. Like I said, the road is right up there. You'll be able to hear cars go by. Found lots and lots and lots of bottles up here. They was all like ketchup bottles, baby food bottles, ladies perfume, nail polish. There's all kind of slick bottles. Nothing real interesting. I did find a couple bottles that I know was from the 1950s and 1940s, but just nothing that I was really looking for. And so sometimes you gotta look and say, well, what am I finding versus what am I not finding? So like here's an old creamer bottle or milk bottle. This is probably from the 1940s, 1950s maybe, but it's broke. So I didn't find anything like that whole. I did find one, out of all this area, I did find one Coke bottle, and it's really not that old. It does have a town on the bottom of it, but it's not from Indiana. It's Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I don't think you can read that probably on camera, but Murfreesboro, Tennessee. So it's not an Indiana Coke bottle. I'm gonna leave that there for someone else to find. Did find a fork, and this bottle is kind of cool. This was, I think this is from, it's an Owens Corning made bottle. It's got the maker's mark on the bottom. I couldn't tell the date. That was kind of a cool bottle. I almost kept that, but I think I'm gonna leave that for someone else. Maybe someone else will find that to be neat. But there's a lot of junk in here. Not really very modern stuff, I mean, but just nothing that I'm interested in. So I'm not going to spend any more time here. There's other places that are better than this. I'll keep looking. Alright, I left that last spot. I think it had been dug out already by somebody else, but kept walking. And one thing that I always usually pick up is, I always pick up animal bones when I'm out. I don't know why, but I always do. I found this crazy skull. No idea. I guess, well, you know what? I guess that might be, I don't know, is that a beaver? I have no idea. But then, these bottom jaws here, these big teeth. I don't know what that is. I wonder if I could put this back together, kind of figure out what it might have looked like. Huh, pretty cool. I have to see what that is. I'll take that home. My wife will love that. So there's the rest of him. I'm gonna leave that be, but take his skull and his jaws home with me. I initially stopped in this spot here to kind of look around because I found a older Coke bottle that was broken. I thought, well, maybe I'll find one that's not broken, but That really hasn't panned out yet. But I did find this cool skull. Don't know what it is, but neat looking. Maybe it's a dinosaur. I don't know. Anyway, keep looking around. See you a little bit. Alright, kind of walking along here in the woods, and I found these two old bottles right here. And I think these would have been really good bottles, old ones. And found a lot of broken glass. I got a piece right there. You can tell it's a really older piece of glass. It's really thick. So I thought, well, you know, I'll stop here and just do some scraping along. And I was scraping along there with my little pick. And I rolled out this really cool little bottle. I don't know what it is. Bromo Seltzer, Emerson Drug Company, Baltimore, Maryland. And then it's got a Owens Corning maker mark on the bottom. You can tell by that little diamond. So I could probably clean that up and get a date code. But that's a really cool little medicine bottle. I really like the color of it. And I kind of like the dirt on it even. I don't even think I'm going to clean this one up that much. I think I might just leave it like this. But anyway, that was pretty awesome find. And you know, I'm going to keep scraping along here and see what else we can find. Well, I've been doing a lot of scraping and digging here in this spot, and the only bottle I found that was almost whole was this one. Really old bottle. Fortunately, it was blown out on the back, and no, I didn't break it with trying to dig it out when it was laying in the ground like this. I saw it was already broken, but I went ahead and tried to dig it out to see what it was. And it would have been a really cool one. It's embossed along the side. It says Dr. S.P. something. I don't know what it says, but anyway, it's broke. But lots of old bottles in here. A lot of them, well, all of them are broke. I have not found a whole one other than that little blue one. But I'm kind of at the bottom of the hill, so I would think that anything that I find down here would have started out way up there. So I got some time off here coming up. I'll come back to this spot and kind of work my way from the top down to where I am now. Hard telling what you might find. Stuff that got caught up there against trees, or things that didn't get washed down. So just looking around at the bottom of this root ball on this tree, because if there was old bottles, those bottles would have been older than this tree, or as old. So, but I didn't find anything in there, so we'll keep looking. Alright, so we're back home from the treasure hunt, and I was going to clean up my bottles and do a little bit of a wrap up, but I thought I'd show you how I clean out the inside of my bottles. So you can see this bottle here. This is that bottle that was made in Fowler, Indiana. It's a Duraglass bottle. It's from 1946 by the bottle marking. Pretty cool. But you can see that a lot of stuff in here, and I've rinsed this out with a hose several times, but there's lots of stuff in there that's just not coming out with just running water. So you got to try to scrub it out somehow. And I know there's probably been lots of people that's done this already on YouTube, but what I do, or what I have found to do, is take just a regular drill and then a piece of rope. What I'll do is I'll chuck this piece of rope up into the drill, and then I'll feed the rope down into the bottle, and you can really get in down into the shoulder of the bottle, and it really cleans it out. And what's really cool is, you know, depending on how dirty your bottle is you can use different kind. You can kind of experiment with different pieces of rope. So this rope here is a little softer. This black and red one is a little softer It's not as abrasive as this yellow nylon rope, but you know, kind of different grits, if you will, of rope to clean it out. Put a little water in there, the little soap, and should be able to clean it out. Let's see how it does. And so here's our bottle. You can see there's all kinds of gross, nasty stuff in there. Got my drill with my piece of rope on it. I'm going to feed this rope into the bottle, like so. Get it down, started in there. Now I'm just going to turn this on and spin it, and kind of work the rope in and out of the bottle. Kind of got it out of the bottle. I'm going to go ahead and put it back in there and do some more. Rope's kind of coming unbraided, but that's okay. Okay. Take this in. I'm going to give it a rinse in the sink. We'll see how clean it is. So here's my CJ bottle from Fowler, Indiana. Pretty cool. And cleaning it out with the rope really helped. Got all that nasty stuff that was on the inside of the bottle cleaned. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it's a lot better than it was. I'm going to kind of leave it kind of like this. I'm not going to try to clean it perfectly. I don't want to rub too much on this enamel. It's really unusual to find a bottle like this that has the I don't know what this is, this label or lettering and stuff on it. And usually the river has rubbed all this off. It was just laying on top of the ground. Pretty cool find. Usually you just find this, it'd be a slick bottle, and I'd be like, I wouldn't even pick it up. But made 1946. The bottle was made in Streator, Illinois. So just next door in Illinois, Duraglass. Really cool. So we'll try this rope trick on another bottle here that I found. This is probably my favorite bottle of the day. This is says Monticello Bottling Works, Monticello, Indiana. And I'll clean, it's got some stuff on the inside of it too. We'll clean this out with the rope trick. So let me get that set up and we'll give it a try. Alright, so I'm going to do a little wrap up here real quick on what I found today. The beaver skull, pretty cool. I need to work on him a little bit to put him together. To keep him together, I might clean him up. See if I can whiten up the bone a little bit. Found this big cow bone, somebody had butchered it. And I don't know, I just picked it up. I thought it was kind of cool. Found this little skull here too. I didn't have this on camera, and I don't think I had the cow bone on camera when I found it, but I need to work on this one a little bit too. I'll put it up on my shelf in the garage. Here's that old marble. I wish this would have been whole. I think this is a really old marble. This would have been really sweet to find it intact, but kind of cool the way that is anyway. And I found this piece of glass when I was finding those last medicine bottles, and this one is patent December 19th, 1871. So that doesn't mean that the glass itself is from 1871, but I would think it would still be old. I was going to show that when I was at the river, and I didn't get it on camera, but here's that old hook. I think that had been out there for quite a while. Here's our bottle from Fowler, Indiana. Pretty cool. Here's a bottle I found. I thought that it was marked Indiana on the bottom, but it's not. I'm not going to bother to clean this one up. But it is from 1957. It's an Owens Corning bottle, or made by Owens Corning. But, yeah, just not that interesting. This bottle, though, I'm going to keep working on it, cleaning it up. Kind of an Art Deco bottle, and that would have had a label on it like this one does. You know, the I don't know if that's like enamel or what that is, but probably definitely the coolest find of the day would be this Monticello Bottling Works bottle, Monticello, Indiana. And then on the bottom, MBW, and it says contents 7 flu ounces. But again, definitely a cool bottle. I would say definitely probably 100 years old. So that was the finds today. It's a good time. And oh, and I got this one here. I'm gonna not clean this one up. I don't know if it's just the blue glass, but I really like the dirt on it. It says Bromo Seltzer, Emerson Drug Company, Baltimore, Maryland. And again, on the bottom, I can tell from that diamond maker's mark is an Owens Corning bottle. Really cool. I'm going to leave it just the way it is. So, anyway, thanks for watching.